Good afternoon and welcome to TYROLIT Tool School, live from Schwarz, live from Austria, headquarters of TYROLIT. The topic for today is gonna be non-ferrous. Non-ferrous, more exactly, I'm gonna focus on aluminium. Aluminium, a non-ferrous material. Now, if you need to work on aluminium part, that is gonna be challenging. Challenging, why? Because if you use a slitting disc that is designed for anything, a slitting disc or cutting disc designed for steel or stainless steel, what is going to happen with your disc? If you work on a piece of aluminium or non-ferrous material like that, what happens is that the material is going to melt down, is going to load up alongside the edge of your disc and also on the edge itself. Now, when this happens, you're gonna find yourself in some trouble because your disc is gonna be, well, getting jammed, stuck. It's gonna be difficult to maintain, control. It's gonna be vibrating, overheating. The aluminium is gonna get stuck on there and your grain is not cutting anymore. It doesn't. You start to work with a lot of force, pressure to try to move your disc forward, which leads to a situation where you use too much force, where the disc even might, well, break, which is not very pleasant. So it's not an ideal situation to work with a normal disc on an aluminium or a copper part. If you think at guys working on roofs, they work a lot with copper. So that's where you can use a disc designed for non-ferrous material. And that is exactly this disc that I was showing before. That's this one. Orange color, special pictogram on there that actually indicates right there, that indicates it's a disc for aluminium or non-ferrous material, represents non-ferrous material, and you can see it is orange. It stands out. Now, what did we do with that is we changed the resin so that it actually is designed for working on a non-ferrous material. It's not going to load up. It will not load up. It will not clog. So you can work properly with that. It's gonna go through aluminium or non-ferrous material like cutting through butter. It's like a knife going through butter. Absolutely brilliant. Very nice. I have a practical example. A couple of weeks ago, I had to take out an aluminium floor, large plates of aluminium, too big to bring to the recycling center. So I had to cut them. Now, with that disc, it was a piece of cake. Of course, you have a lot of dust because it's still a cutting disc, a slitting disc, but it absolutely brilliant. 5-6 millimeters of plate and meters and meters and meters, and the disc just slides through that without vibration, without effort, without a lot of force, without pressure. It just slides through that, and that is exactly what that disc needs to do. It will make it easier to work, it will make it easier to use, and it is going to be more pleasant to work with something like that designed for aluminium. Now, I can talk a lot about that, but I think it's more interesting if I show you exactly what that disc can do. So for that purpose, I'm going to use this plate. I just took it in hand. This is a series plate, aluminium, 10 millimeter, so fairly thick, and I'm gonna cut off a part on that, and let's see how that goes. Also later on we'll see how the disc looks, and if we do have any clogging, loading up, whatever. But let's give that a try first, see how that goes, and then we'll talk about that after the small demonstration. Of course, protection is necessary because it's aluminium, gives a lot of dust. No sparks though, but a lot of dust. So there we go. As you could see, that went smooth. So the part removed, It is, of course, slightly hot, but it's not overheating. It's not almost melting away. You can see the cut over there, nice, not a problem. And then also, if we take the disc to that, you have no deposit of aluminium on that edge. And also on the cutting edge itself, there is no aluminium that actually sticks to it. That's because of the resin that we designed for this disc. So when you need to cut material like that, absolutely brilliant, works nice. Now this is of course excessive, a 10mm plate. Of course we can do it on more regular part. I have a small corner piece here. I'll do quickly 2 cuts, and then you'll see this goes as smoothly, as easy as the other one. So no problem whatsoever, also on normal material. Of course, if it works on something as thick as that, it should work well on something like that. There we go. As you could see, that goes very quickly, not a problem whatsoever. So also on normal material, this will work, of course, very, very nicely. And again, no loading up on the disc, no loading up on the cutting edge, absolutely fine for that purpose. So if you need to work on non-ferrous material, like aluminium, like copper, use the proper disc. It's gonna help you. It's gonna be smoother to cut, easier to cut, less effort, less time, and safer. So do use the right tool for that kind of work. They are available, they're there. Use them, absolutely. Now, this is the cutting part. Now we're gonna go to grinding. Now, of course, we have a grinding disc for aluminium. Not a problem, but I'd rather talk about something else when we talk about grinding. I would like to talk about this disc, our rondeller. The rondeller is a pre-shaped grinding disc, softer grinding disc, specially designed to work cool because of the structure on there. You can see that structure there, that radius that you have over there, that will generate airflow and reduce the heat development during the grinding on aluminium. And second of all, you can see that it's actually pre-shaped, so you can work flat with it, or more flat in comparison to a grinding disc. This of course will give you a much nicer finish than you would have with a normal grinding disc. That's the reason why I wanted to present you this disc, because a lot of people don't even know that something like this exists. It works well, it works nice, it leaves a nice finish, and nonetheless it can be very aggressive. That's what I'm going to try to show you. Is I'm going to try to take off quite a bit of material, welding preparation, so chamfer on that aluminium plate that I've used before, and also remove some material on there, visibly remove some material on there. And that's exactly what the rondeller can do. Designed for non-ferrous, that means no loading up, no clogging. It will wear down as it should be, so we will get rid of the deposits of aluminium that get on there, and it will keep giving you fresh grain that gets into action and will work properly. So this is basically what we want. This is basically what we want. So the rondeller on there, absolutely, there we go. Our steel plate, aluminium, I'm sorry. So, what do we see? What do we see? Beveling, chamfering on that part over there, absolute taking off almost a 45-degree angle of material, taking off some material over there, taking off material on there as well, and you can see the finish you get on that for a grinding disc is absolutely nice. This is a rougher material. This is absolutely nice. So this is what the rondeller will do for you. Also, when you look at it, you do see a little bit of deposit of the aluminium on the disc, but that will be removed during the grinding. It will slowly wear down and you will get rid of that. It's not going to hinder you working on that part. Absolutely not. So this is an ideal disc working on aluminium or non-ferrous parts. For example, you go to construction of trucks, the chassis of a truck or fire engine. You go on that, you will have a lot of aluminium that's going to be used on there, welding seams that need to be flattened. This is the product that will work on that. This is designed for that. You can work nicely flat with it, so it's not going to damage the workpiece, it's not going to gouge into that. It will work on that and give you a good finish. Nonetheless, a good stock removal. This is what the disc will do for you easily without a problem. Now, even if the rondeller is a bit too coarse and you would like to have a better finish on aluminium, what we can do as well is work with a flap disc. Yes, indeed. We have a flap disc that is designed for non-ferrous material. So what did we do with that? Is, again, we go back to the orange. Orange is our indication for non-ferrous material or aluminium in this case. So that's the color you will see. So on the back side, you will have a ceramic grain, not the ones that we use for flap discs like for stainless steel. No, it's a different quality for softer material, such as non-ferrous, such as aluminium, such as copper, on a softer cloth, so that it breaks down a bit faster in comparison to a heavy-duty polyester backing, because that we don't want. We need something that actually will wear down and get rid of anything that from aluminium that will be deposited over there. So that's what is this going to be. It's going to be aggressive because of the ceramic grain, will cut nicely, will work nicely, and will actually not load up because of the construction of the cloth for the abrasive. This is what we have. And because it's a flap disc, it will give you absolutely a very nice finish. That's the reason why I've taken this. This part is bigger corner piece where I will try to get a very nice finish on that without damaging too much. And I'll try also bevel a little bit on the edge to show you. Also, if you do need to take off a little bit more material with the 40 grit size, it will work as well as easily. So this is also something quite a lot of people are not aware, that you have a flap disc quality designed to work on aluminium, and that is quite important because it makes a difference. If you use a normal flap disc, a regular flap disc, even our very well-known C-trim flap disc, it will struggle with the aluminium. The aluminium will stick on it. It will make it difficult. This one, not a problem. Absolutely will work fine. But let's put that to the test and see what it can do. And again, you do get a nice finish on that part with the flap disc. You do get stock removal over there on the edge. The disc will do it. And when we look at the disc itself, you have no aluminium that is actually loading up on that disc. Although I worked on quite a large surface and I worked also on the edges to remove that. So this is what the flap disc for non-ferrous material will do for you. So if you need to take off anything and you want to have a nice good finish, that's the one you want. Is available in different grit sizes, 40, 60, 80, according to what you want to, or how much material you want to remove on that. Okay, now something else. Something else, what do I mean by that? Now I would like to go to a carbide burr. A carbide burr for aluminium. Why do I want to talk about that? Is because it's interesting to know that there are carbide burrs for aluminium. They have a much wider spacing between the grooves there, so it is there's enough space available to remove the aluminium during the work process. The reason why I want to point this out is because last year I visited a company that was working on aluminium, and I saw a guy working with a carbide burr, and he was spraying all oil on there to cool it down, and it was fuming. I was like, "Whoa, buddy, what are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, working with a carbide burr on aluminium." I said, "Can I have a look?" So he showed me what he was using, and he was using a normal carbide burr for steel applications. So very normal teething on there, absolutely nothing that open spacious as it should be. So I said, well, try this, and he was flabbergasted. He was impressed because he didn't realize that. And that is kind of what I want to show you. There is a carbide burr available for non-ferrous material, for aluminium, and the best way to explain that to you is to show you that how it works. Now, I know we're in Austria, but at the moment the weather is absolutely brilliant. Sunny, nice weather, 16 degrees I think it is outside, so there's no chance on snow, but it's going to snow inside now. It's going to be snowing aluminium chips because it takes off material like that. You will see that is going to be visible. So this is actually quite interesting. Now, another thing that you also need to be aware of, and I think I've explained that already during the tool school on carbide burrs, is you need a machine that has a high enough speed. A lot of people work with something like that on too low speeds. So try to work with a straight grinder that has enough speed according to the diameter of your burr and also according to the material that you are working on. In this case, I'm going to be working at 30,000 RPM with that kind of diameter. Absolutely fine, not a problem. This is recommended. So if you would work at 7,000, 8,000 RPM, it's going to be vibrating like crazy. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. You damage your carbide burr, you have too much vibration, and it's very, very, very unpleasant. There we go. So for that, I'm going to use fairly thick material to work on there and try to make that as visible as possible for you guys. Look at that. And I'm not even using pressure. See that? A lot of removal of material. Still a nice finish. Although it's very coarse, it looks very coarse, gives a nice finish. And when you look at the burr itself, there's nothing on there. Nothing. Zero. No aluminium that sticks on there. Absolutely nothing. This is what it does. This is what you want when you work on with a carbide burr on aluminium. This is it. Now, we've been working, cutting, grinding, carbide burr. Now we also would like to finish something. And for finishing, we have a, let's get rid of the aluminium there, we have surface conditioning material. Surface conditioning material that is designed for non-ferrous material, aluminium. This has an open structure, is called the XC, extra cushioning, like extra soft, open structure. So there's more room for aluminium that actually will load up on there, so it doesn't become a problem, and it gives you a very, very nice finish on aluminium. What do I have for that purpose? I have this aluminium frame with still a layer of glue on there, light, special kind of glue. So I'm gonna remove with 3 different grades, a coarse, a medium, and a very fine, and show you the finish that you get using a surface conditioning material. And also, of course, the removal of that layer that is still on the aluminium frame. We need our backer pad. The backer pad with centering point, which I like very, very much. This is a nice one. Always the disc is nicely centered, which generates less vibration. Also, what you want to do is you want to reduce, if possible, your speed. So in this case, I'll be working at about 4,000–5,000 RPM. Absolutely fine, works well. You don't need more. You don't need more. It just overheats. It doesn't do anything special. Just if you can reduce the speed, it's absolutely a benefit. So I'll switch from one grade immediate to the other, and at the end you will see the difference in finish. So, there we go. The coarse finish took out that color there absolutely nicely, creates a nice finish, also feels well. Feels nice finish on that one. But the one that I prefer really on this material with the finish there, the medium. Medium gives exactly a splendid finish. Also removed that paint or that color that was on there. It's kind of glue, as I said before. Absolutely, this is the one that I prefer on this kind of workpiece. And the very fine, as you can see, it misses that final bit of aggressiveness to remove everything. The color is almost gone, but not entirely, and also you can still see the skin on there, the scale on there from the aluminium itself. So if you want to work with something like that, the medium in this case would be the right choice. Just enough aggressiveness to remove what you want to remove, and it gives you a great finish. So for that kind of applications, the XC, a surface conditioning material, XC is the one you would like to use. Remember, try to reduce your speed on that one. Okay, this is it from my side concerning anything on non-ferrous material, and focus especially on aluminium. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching me cut aluminium, grind aluminium with the rondeller and the flap disc, the carbide burr, and finally finishing with surface conditioning material. Thank you very much for joining me. Wish you all the best. Have a nice afternoon. Until next time at TYROLIT Tool School. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.